couple of days ago, Nintendo dropped a surprise Star Fox 64 remake trailer, and ever since then there's been what you might call a spirited back and forth across the internet about the changes to the character designs. So, let's take a look and see if we can figure out why people are reacting so strongly. The first and most drastic change to Fox is obviously the legs. Traditionally, Fox and friends, let's not call them that, Fox and the Squad, have been depicted with humanoid legs and feet. The new remake instead gives especially Fox and Falco, and presumably Wolf and Cat, animalistic legs with a digitigrade canine configuration. And not only that, the length has been kept fairly realistic as well. A lot of anthropomorphic art, even when it goes digitigrade, will still choose to make the legs longer so they fit a human upright proportionality. But since Fox's legs are normal length for a fox, that means that proportionally he has a very long torso but rather squat legs, which, especially on first blush, makes him look kind of squished and a bit odd when standing upright. Another thing that can cause some uncanny vibes is that his arms are human, both in proportion and length, and he has human hands, not paws, so there's a little bit of natural visual dissonance here between the various parts of his body. On his head, his snout is longer, his forehead is shorter, his eyes are smaller, and his mouth is bigger than on previous iterations, with the prominent black lips of a canine being used to ground his expressions. His neck looks very thick now because it's covered in a thick fur, same as a real fox's would be, and this again creates a little bit of uncanniness against the much more human proportions of his torso, making his head look rather wide on very small shoulders. And I think this is what has made a lot of people flinch at Fox's new character design. Where previous designs have been very cartoony and generally have minimized the animal features so that he's more or less just a guy who has a fox head on a human body, Fox's 2026 design is going much harder on bringing in animal features to the character, even, or perhaps especially, when those features create some visual friction and make him look uncanny. Or, alien, which is what Fox McCloud is. And I completely understand feeling like this is too much, this is too uncanny or strange, and I understand absolutely not liking it. But number one, let's be real, it's not like Fox's design hasn't gone through some pretty radical changes before. It's actually kind of a hallmark of the franchise. And number two, if Nintendo is going to remake and re-release Lylat Wars for the 5th time, then you know what, at least I want them to be experimental with the aesthetics, if nothing else. And as a final point, for a character called Fox McCloud in a franchise called Star Fox, in a universe populated entirely by animal characters, I think that this is just straight up better, more interesting, and more creative character design than just putting an animal head on a human body again.